Welcome to the 10th standard. I am your social science teacher, Varaja Priya. Yes, now we are in 10th standard. It is a major step in your life, is it? So you have the many more questions how to face the examination, is it? So don't worry about that and work hard from day one. It's a very necessary for the 10th standard. Then afterwards your hard work and practice is a main weapon for the purpose of fight in the examination, is it? So there is no need to get the notes when you listen carefully, is it? So you become a good listener now, is it? So you should listen the lesson very carefully and practice it, read it at home, understand. Then afterwards practice the lesson and also again you wrote the notes your own. It's very necessary for you. Okay, then afterwards I will give the notes after the completion of this lesson. But apart from that, you should make your own notes is very necessary for you. Understand? So self-preparation is also very necessary. Let us discuss about that. What is Indian foreign policy? Your political sciences second lesson, that is the Indian foreign policy. Yes, foreign policy is a very necessary for the every country, is it? Without the foreign policy, no, so it is a highly impossible to develop any country in economically, socially, culturally, in any matter, is it? Here, so what is foreign policy is a very essential. So, what is the foreign policy? It is a very necessary to understand that. Foreign policy means how different countries interacting with each other, is it? How different countries interacting with each other, how different countries have their own relationship with other country. Understand? This is called the foreign policy. What is the foreign policy? How different countries behaving each other, and how the different countries have relationship. So it's a very necessary. Yes, for it personally, so we cannot live alone, is it? So interaction with the other people is very necessary for the every human being, is it? Similarly here also, every country is not possible to live in isolation, is it? So interaction with the other country is very necessary. See here, in our country, more fuels are not available, is it? These are all available in the Arab countries, is it? So, when we interact with the other countries, it's possible to exchange the goods and services from one country to another country. Nowadays, we are all in the globalized period, is it? So, we all open our country door for the world market, is it? So, it is a very inevitable for the every country. What is a very inevitable? Foreign policy is a very inevitable. So, some experts are explaining likewise. So, every sovereign country have its own foreign policy, is it? Every sovereign country have its own foreign policy. Yes, what is the sovereign country? What is the sovereign power also? Is it? So, sovereign country means if a country does not under the control of any other country in internal and external issues. Understand? A country does not under the control of any other country or company or a person. Understand? And internal for the internal and external issues. Understand? So India is a sovereign country. Is it? In the world, many more countries are the sovereign countries. So what is the sovereign? And before independence, India is not the sovereign country. In Kannada, we telling that Sarvabhauma Rashtra. Is it? And before independence, India not have its own sovereign, not have its own foreign policy because of at before 1947 we are under the control of Britishers. Is it? Britain government is ruling us. Is it? On the time they formed the many more rules and regulation for foreign policy of India. So on the time we not have power. But after the independence, our country is a sovereign country, is it? So we have the right to take our internal and external decision after the independence, is it? This is called the sovereign power. Which country have the sovereign power? That country is considered a sovereign country. Understand this? What is the sovereign power? A country does not under the control of any country or a person or a company. Is it? It have its own rights to form its internal and external rules and regulations. Understand? So it is not under the control of any other country, person or a company for its internal and external issues. In a sense, internal issues means what? Forming the law and orders in our country. Is it? No one is influencing on our law and orders. Constitution give the guidance to us. Is it? And for the external also, is it? External issues are going to the relationship with the other countries according to our constitution. Is it or not? So this is called the sovereign power. India is also one of the sovereign country. Yes, in our country we can see that more than 200 countries are there in our world. Is it? But it is more than 200 countries are in the world. But on that the few of the countries are very rich and most of the countries are very poor. But some countries have its own foreign policy. India also have its own foreign policy after the 1947. Is it? And before it is under the control of Britishers. Britishers are ruling us on that period. So they formed the law and orders of our country. But after the independence, India became a sovereign country. So afterwards, our country is considered as the major country in the world. That is, our country is considered the major country in the world. So why we consider as a major country in the world? So this is the 2 marks question already raised in some more examination. Is it? What is the major country? India is considered as a major country. Why? Is the question. Understand? India is considered as a major country. Why? So, India is a major country in the world. Justify. Likewise, question will be raised in your examination. Then, so, no doubt it. As India is considered as a major country in the world because of India has a huge population. Is it? India has the big population. Population is very necessary for every country. Is it? So, it is a very necessary to protect ourselves. Similarly, we have the very youngest people in our country. In the sense, in the total population, more young people are there in our country. Is it? It's a very helpful for the country. Is it? More working force is there. It's a very helpful for our country. So, our country is considered a major country in the world. And second reason is natural resources. As you know that before, in the period of the 19th century, more Europeans are arrived to India. For what purpose? For the purpose of trade. Because of India is a very rich in the natural resources. Is it? So which country have the more natural resources? That country is quite naturally rich country, no? So India have the more natural resources. So it is one of the major country in the world. And next one is the military. India have the wonderful military. Let's say strong military we have. Nowadays we adapted the technology in our military also. Is it? In the world? We have the very strong military. Is it? Then afterwards, intellectual and industrial capacity. Is it? We have the intellectual capacity and also the industrial capacity. Is it? More natural resources are there. More what it is, IQ is there. Is it? More young people is there. More working forces is there. Is it? So these all things makes that very good intellectual capacity we have. Afterwards, industrial capacity also we have. Natural resources are there and workforce is there. It's the useful for the industrial capacity. Understand? So our country is considered as the major country in the world. This is a applied question for you from this lesson. India is considered as a major country in the world. Why? Or India is a major country in the world. Justify. Understand this? Yes. For the answer for this question, that is India is a major country in the world because of it have the huge population. Then afterwards it have the rich natural resources and military. Then after it have the intellectual and industrial capacity. Is it? So India is considered a major country in the world. Understand this? Yes. Yes, let us discuss about that. What are the aims of Indian foreign policy? Yes, India got independence in the period of 1947. Afterwards, it had its own Indian foreign policy. Yes, India became the republic country in the period of 1947. Then it always want to maintain the peaceful coexistence with the other country. So it have its own foreign policy with its aim. Let us discuss about that. What are the aims of Indian foreign policy. First one is national security. Already I said that we cannot live alone, is it? Similarly, a country also cannot live in isolation. So, interaction with other country, relationship with other country is very necessary for every country, not only for our country. So, we want to make our country development in economical, social and as education in all fields. So, this type of the foreign policies are very necessary. So, next one is enriching the national income, is it? So, every country is depending upon the another country because of natural resources are not distributed equally in the earth, is it? It is different in one country to another country. Already I said no, India have the more natural resources but not have the more fuel like the petrol and diesel, is it? It is more available in the Arab countries. Yes, similarly here every country is depending upon the other country, is it? So to enrich our national income, interaction, foreign trade are very necessary for every country, for India also. So it have its own foreign policy. So main aim is enriching our national income. It want to increase national income. When national income is increased, our per capita income is also increased. When per capita income is increased means a person is leading his wonderful life and this is standard of living he have, is it? So it want to enriching the national income, through that it want to make its country citizen it want to develop its country citizen standard of living. Then spreading the cultural richness of our country in the other country is the main intention. Is quite common. Already we adopted the many more foreign culture in our country. Similarly, when we have the good relationship with the other country and we are spreading our country culture in the other country is the main intention of Indian foreign policy. And increasing the number of the friendly nations, then afterwards check the power of enemy country, is it? When we have the more friends, then it is very easy to check the power of our enemies. Is it? Similarly, we apply this into the country means. So when we have the more friendly relation and we have the very less enemy country, and it is possible to check the power of enemy country. Then afterwards, achieving the world peace and coexistence is the main intention of our Indian foreign policy, is it? India's Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu is a wonderful thought we have in our country, is it? For that purpose, India is a peace-loving country. It want to good relationship with other country and it want to maintain the peaceful coexistence with the other country is the main aim. These are all the main aims of Indian foreign policy. Yes, this is for the 3 marks, or sometimes they may be asked the 2 marks. What are the main aim of Indian foreign policy? You should write these all points. Understand this? Yes, let us move for the next topic. So, from when we got the foreign policy, is it? As already I said that every sovereign country have its own foreign policy. No? Similarly here also, after the independence, we have our own foreign policy because of before we are under the control of Britishers. After getting the independence, we all become free, is it? So we formed our own constitution. We have our own administration, is it? For that purpose, afterwards we become the sovereign. We got the sovereign power. So after the 1947, we have our own foreign policy. Yes, in the period of in the radio speech on September 17th, on 7th September 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru is outlined the Indian foreign policy at first time in radio speech. Okay, then afterwards we implemented this after the independence. Yes, he fostered our foreign policy with the major countries like the USA, in the sense America, then USSR, United States of Soviet Russia, and with China, is it? Then on the time Jawaharlal Nehru is the Prime Minister of our country, as well as he is managed the Foreign Affairs Minister. Understand this? So he outlined the Indian foreign policy at first time and he fostered the relationship with the America, Russia and China. So many a times we call foreign policy of India is the foreign policy of Nehru. Understand? This is also 2 marks question. Many a times we consider as the foreign policy of India as the foreign policy of Nehru. Why is it? So, on 7th September 1946, in this time, Jawaharlal Nehru in the radio speech, he outlined the foreign policy. He gave the general public in the general public speech. He outlined the foreign policy at the first time. After the independence, Jawaharlal Nehru became the Indian Prime Minister as well as he managed the Foreign Affairs Minister. On that time, he fostered the Indian foreign policy with the USA, Russia, and also the China. Is it? Then he outlined the Indian foreign policy at first time on that period. Then he formed the Panchashila treaty with the China. Then afterwards non-aligned policy with the two-polar period. Is it? So for that purpose we consider the many a times we consider the foreign policy of India as the foreign policy of Nehru. Yes, let us discuss about that. Many more matters are influencing on our Indian foreign policy. It is the internal issues and external issues are also influenced on foreign policy. Let us discuss about that. What are those geographical interests? Is it? So, if geographically see here in our country, the more resources are available but not the fuel. Is it? We have the good geographical interest, but fuel is not supporting us. Is it? For that, but other countries need the more natural resources like the metals. Is it? So we have the good relationship to what is we are sending the some more metals and we are importing the fuels. Is it? Geographical condition is also influenced by the foreign policy. Then political issues. Yes, some countries are democratic countries, some countries are the military dictatorship countries, some countries are the communist countries. Is it? If the political interest is become the same, is it? All the time there is no difficulties to form the foreign policy with other country. Understand this? Yes, then next is the public opinion is also very necessary to form the foreign policy. Then afterwards the international situation. How is the international situation is going on the matter also foreign policy is depending. So these are all the matters influencing on our Indian foreign policy. What is the geographical situation, political issues, public opinion and also the international situations. Understand? In next class we must discuss about that Panchashila.